Hey, Dave here from Become a Champion, and this is another at-home PE lesson. Now today we're going to be working on throwing and catching. This lesson can be into a couple of different units, either into your ball units or into your target games units. All you're going to need for this lesson is a few different objects like I've got, different size or shape balls, maybe some soft objects like some bean bags, and if you've not got them at home, socks rolled up neatly will do. Now before we get started, it's important to say we are doing PE in a very different environment to what we're used to. Most of you will be at home, so you won't have the space or the resources that you're used to. So please, be safe wherever you're working. Make sure that you've got a big enough area, you're in a safe place, and you're not going to bump into anything or get hurt by anything. If you're unsure of whether you can do an activity where you are, then please ask an adult or a parent or guardian who's at home to see what they think. Second thing, you're not going to have the PE resources that we normally have, so be creative. Think outside the box a little bit. If I'm asking you to find a ball and you don't have one, get some socks or scrunch up a piece of paper. Think creatively for how you can do these lessons. And the final thing is, give me some feedback. It's hard when I'm at home and you're at home. I don't get to see how you are doing these lessons, if you're enjoying them, if they're working. So in the comments section, let me know what worked well, what didn't work well, and what do you want to see more of. If we do that, hopefully we can all learn and enjoy these lessons together. Right, to start with, we're going to warm up. All we're going to do to warm up is just get ourselves used to the ball. So you're going to get any object, any ball, whatever you want to get. I'm going to use this big one. And we're going to do some small movements just to get ourselves used to holding the ball and get our bodies nice and warm. Movement number one, we're going to pass the ball around our waist in one direction 10 times. Are we ready? Let's go. 1, 2. Perfect. Now we're going to go the other way. Let's go. Lovely. Now you did that brilliantly. Next one, we're going to get our bodies a little bit warmer and we're going to do some star jumps. And when our hands meet at the top, we're going to switch the ball over, okay? Don't switch it at the bottom just yet. Bring it back to the top and switch over at the top every time. Are we ready? Feet together, ball in hand, let's go. And these in total, that's 5. Lovely. We're going to do that again, but this time we're going to switch it at the bottom. Are we ready? 10 of these in total again. That's 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Superb. Now our next one is a little bit harder. We're going to hold the ball out and we're going to do some high knees. And we're going to try and touch our knees on the ball. So with me, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And just 10 of these again. Excellent. Last couple now. Our next one is a squat and a reach. Hold the ball in 2 hands. You're going to squat down, touch the floor, and then when you come up, you're going to reach up to the sky. 10 times, get ourselves ready. Go. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. 4. Lovely. Last exercise now, one more to go, and it is the figure of 8. You're going to get the ball and you're going to pass it through your legs and collect it with your other hand on the outside of your left leg. Bring it back through your legs and collect it again. And just keep that going. So it's in the figure of 8. 10 of these. Are we ready? Let's go. That's 1. That's 2. I'm on 3. Try and keep hold of that ball. Keep it moving. And 10. Absolutely superb. Now we should be a little bit warmer. Our hands and our fingers should feel a bit warmer, just in case we throw and catch that ball incorrectly. Should make sure that our fingers don't hurt quite as much. All right, our body's nice and warm. We've done some good dynamic stretching in there. so we should be nice and loose, ready for the main part of our lesson. All right, well done guys on that warm up. Now it's time for the first part of this lesson, phase 1. All you're going to need for this phase is a soft object. I'm going to go with a beanbag this time, but anything will do. Remember, think creatively. If you've not got a beanbag, just a pair of socks or a ball, whatever you've got. And for this, we're going to explore throwing and catching, okay? Now, let me tell you some of the coaching points before we get started. When we're throwing the ball, we're going to throw it vertically, and we want it going up in the sky and then coming back down in line with our body, okay? What we don't want is it going forwards or behind us. So to do this, we can hold the object in one hand, okay? And you toss it up, and all you want is your fingertips pointing the direction the object should be going when you let go. Toss it up, and notice my fingertips are pointing in the sky, upwards. That's where the beanbag's going to go. If I let go and my fingertips are pointing forwards, that is the way the beanbag will travel, and I won't be able to catch it again. If my fingertips are pointing behind me when I let go, that is the way the beanbag or the object will travel. So, it's a toss, fingertips pointing the direction we want it to go, which is upwards when we let go of it. And that is the throwing bit we're going to work on. Now for the catch, there are 3 things I want you to do. The first one is track. So by tracking, I mean watch where the object is going. You're going to keep your eyes on the object. If we don't watch, we don't have any chance of catching. We've got to keep our eyes on it. So tracking, and because I watched it, I could prepare the next part, which is the basket, okay? Now the basket is simply our hands come together, either with our pinkies touching, and then the bottom of our hands touching, or with our thumbs touching like a W shape. And that makes a basket. To start with, I would say use the pinky basket, okay? So we've got track, we've got basket, and then we've got absorb. I'm going to track it, I'm going to make the basket, and then I'm going to absorb the object into my body and keep it nice and safe. Track, basket, absorb. Track, basket, absorb. Track, basket, absorb. And you can throw it with one hand or 2 hands, whichever one you feel comfortable with. So now we know how to throw, and now we know how to catch. We're going to explore with our object. I want you to throw and catch the object, or try to throw and catch the object in as many different ways as you can think. It can be one hand and catch with one hand. It can be 2 hands and catch with 2 hands. It can be one hand and catch with the other hand. It can even be something special like underneath your leg. Whatever you can do, I want you to practice it. High catch, a low catch, underneath our leg catch, whatever you can think of, throwing and catching. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to do that. As many imaginative ways as you can. Off you go. Superb! I hope you enjoyed exploring different ways to throw and catch your object, and I hope you experienced a little bit of success by releasing it with your fingertips pointing in the right direction, by tracking the object, making the basket and absorbing the object. I hope that helped you perfect that skill slightly. All right, now it's time for phase 2, and this is vertical throwing. We're going to get our object, and this time we're going to use a tennis ball, and we're going to throw it up vertically, just like we was doing before, and we're going to catch it, but we're going to do it in a variety of ways. Number 1, you're going to do 5 throw and catch with 2 hands throwing the ball up and 2 hands catching. Are we ready? Don't forget to track that ball, make that basket, and absorb that object. Perfect. When you've done that 5 times, we're going to move on to 2 hands throwing and 1 hand catching. 2 hands throwing and 1 hand catching. And the same applies. You're going to make that basket with 1 hand. When it enters your hand, you're going to absorb it into your body. So 2 hands throwing, 1 hand catching. We're going to use our right hand to start with. Let's go. Got 1 more. Lovely. This time, you're going to do 1 hand throw and the other hand catch. 1 hand throw and the other hand catch. Are we ready? Let's go. 5 of these. And the same applies. You've got to track it. You've got to make that basket. And you've got to absorb it into your body. 1 more. Superb. Now you can hit pause. Now I want you to try those again. Vertical throwing, either with 2 hands and a catch, or with 1 hand and a catch, doing 5 or 6 of each type of vertical throw. Okay, superb. Really good effort there with the vertical throw and the catch. And I hope those little coaching points, okay, pointing our fingertips to the direction that we want the ball to go when we release, making that basket, tracking the ball and absorbing it into our body when we catch it. I hope those helped you execute those skills perfectly. Right, now we're moving on to phase 3. We're going to do the rebound. You're going to get one of your balls and you're going to need a wall to throw it against. So again, ask a parent or an adult, whoever's looking after you, if it's safe to do this where you're choosing to do it. You're going to throw the ball against the wall and you're going to track it the same. You're going to extend your hands and make the basket. The only thing that might change this time, depending on the bounce or the rebound of the ball, determines what basket you make. If the ball's coming high, you're going to make that W-shaped basket. You're going to have your hands up like that, W, and you're going to bring it down from high into your chest. If the ball is bouncing low, you're going to bring those pinkies together, so that M-shaped, and as it comes back to you, you're going to bring it into that basket and absorb it into your chest. So don't forget, you've got the W for high, and you've got the M or the pinkies for low. You get used to practicing high and low, and then find yourself a ball and try these next challenges. Okay, challenge number 1. You're going to throw the ball with 1 hand against the wall, and then you're going to catch it with 2 hands. Now don't forget, if it bounces high, I'm going to get my thumbs together and make that W shape. If it comes down low, I'm going to use those pinkies and make that M shape. But you're throwing with 1 hand and catching with 2. We're going to do that 5 times, and then we'll move on to our next challenge. And making sure we're tracking that ball, we're showing that basket, and we're absorbing it into our bodies. So once you've practiced that 5 times, then we're going to move on to challenge number 2. We're going to throw it with 1 hand, and we're going to catch it with the same hand, and we're going to use our dominant hand for this. So my right hand is my dominant, that's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to throw, and I'm going to catch. And again, I'm tracking the ball, I'm showing that a basket with 1 hand, and I'm absorbing it into my body each time, just to protect the ball every time. Well done. Once you've done that one 5 times, we're going to move on to our 3rd challenge. And our 3rd challenge is throwing it with our dominant hand and catching it with our non-dominant hand. Now, the reason why this is important, if we're playing different sports like cricket or rounders, and the ball is travelling onto our non-dominant side, we've got to react quickly to try and catch that. We don't have time to move our bodies and shift over to catch it with our dominant one. We've got to be comfortable to do it with our non-dominant hands. We need to practice this. So, throwing with our dominant and catching with our non-dominant 5 times, and then you can have a practice too. And again, you track the ball, you show the basket, and you absorb it into your body. Track it, show the basket, and absorb it into your body. Absolutely superb. Now you can keep practicing those challenges, do it as many times as you want, and maybe increase the distance for phase 3, which is the rebound, or for phase 2, you can increase the height, and see if you can make those throws a little bit more challenging and yet still execute that good catch. Once you've done that, you are now an expert, and it's your job to go and teach other people this skill. So maybe teach a sibling, if you've got a younger brother or sister, maybe an adult in the household might want to see what you've been doing and share your knowledge with them. Let us know how you've got on by commenting below. Tell us whether you've enjoyed this lesson, whether you found it hard, whether you found success from this lesson, and subscribe so you can get more lessons like this coming your way. Well done today, everyone. Great throwing and catching. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and we'll see you again soon.